We're joined today by Murray Hill, Managing Director and CEO of Elevate Uranium. Murray, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Good to be here.
You've built an impressive land holding in Namibia, one of probably the preeminent uranium jurisdictions in the world. How hard was it to, firstly, hold the line in recent years as the uranium market probably wasn't seeing its best lights? How hard was it to hold the line? And then how did you go about pulling together this package?
Yeah, difficult, wasn't it? Uranium price sitting at $18, $20 a pound. Didn't look like it had a great future, but so we had strong belief that it did. The world needs uranium for the nuclear fleet. And yeah, it was hard. We couldn't raise money. I mean, 5 years ago, you ring a broker, they wouldn't take your call. And it was very hard back then. Underwriting capital raisings yourself, scratching and scraping the barrel. We had great support from Cumulus Wealth and Mark Tomlinson at Canaccord's or Paddo's back then out of Melbourne. But aside from that, we really struggled. So it was very, very difficult. You sort of think, should we get distracted by another commodity like a lot of our peers did, went out of the industry or went to lithium or went to gold or copper, but we've stayed on the line of uranium, and yes, it was pretty difficult, but at least now we're starting to reap the rewards for our belief in the sector.
As I said, you've built an impressive land holding in Namibia. What are some of the highlights of the land you've got, and why is Namibia such a great place to work?
Yeah, well, Namibia's, it's got a 48-year history of uranium mining. Rossing have been there since 1976, continuously operating, the longest continuously operating uranium mine in the world. It hasn't gone into care and maintenance like the Athabasca has and other regions. It is low grade in Namibia, but it's relatively shallow. Namibian Uranium Association, only country in the world with a dedicated uranium association, do a great job of looking after us and supporting us. And our position was built on, we went and bought a heap of data from the Geological Survey. Some data that, we thought in 2007 everybody would have gone through and found all the best projects. We got that data, we went and trolled through it, went out and did some site visits and found some areas at General Mining who found Langerheinrich, Tumas, all the known deposits in that area. They found them, and then they had all these plans to explore, and going, well, okay, they're planning to explore here, let's pick that ground up. And it slowly became available, so you sort of slowly picked it up. So you didn't tell the world what you were doing. So you're trying to capital raise, then you're also not telling anybody what you're doing. So that was tough. That was actually tough. So now we've got the largest land position for nuclear fuels in Namibia. I think combined, all the other peers don't even add up to ours. We've had 4 discoveries in 4 years, and we're kicking some goals. So yeah, it took a lot of strong belief, and a bit of work, but we got there.
Talk about the discoveries. How important are they to reinforcing the belief, but also reigniting the market interest?
Yeah, reinforcing the belief that yes, what we did was right, those discoveries. And one of those discoveries now turned into a 48 million pound resource and growing. Another 2 will go into resources this year and next. So that was pretty important. And the market to see what you're doing. Okay, you've got this land position, but what are you doing with it? It's not landlocking, you're sitting there and you've now got discoveries that you're advancing. So it's not like we've got discoveries, great, let's sit back. No, we're taking copies to the next level. That's going to indicator drilling studies later this year. So it's important for them to see that there's progression on those tenements.
And you're keeping drillers busy. 4 rigs continuously drilling and a 5th about to join the fleet.
Yeah, so 4 rigs drilling. They go out Monday morning. They come back at Swakopmund on Friday. They leave the rigs and tents out in site. Drilling 25 holes per rig per week. It's 100 holes per week, going to go to 125. So that takes a bit of management. So obviously you need support around that in terms of downhole gamma and also geologists here in Perth and Namibia. So I think we've built up our geological team in Namibia from 1 to 7 over the last 18 months, 2 years. And we've gone from sort of 1 to 2 rigs to sort of 5. So yeah, it's a big growth.
Where to from here? Talking growth, what's the plan?
The plan is to continually progress our projects in Namibia, bring on the 5th rig, take copies to the next level. So go into indicator drill program, take our metallurgical test work program onto the upgrade process we developed back in the $18 to $20 a pound days. And that lowers the cost by 50% for conventional processing. So we've told investors what we can do. We can inject greater than 95% of the mass. So hence we've got optionality. We can take that less than 5% somewhere else. We can take it to a third party. We can lease it, refine it ourselves. Now demonstrating in a pilot plant that we can do that. All right? So that's important to take us to the next level. Copies through, and that'll feed into a study for copies. And Copies will be, okay, do we leach it ourselves and refine it? Do we take it to a third party? If we leach it ourselves, right? Do we bring other projects into it? So a lot of work to do around that. And then other discoveries, taking those to resources. So just that triangle, that pyramid everybody has with your top projects at the top. We want to just keep moving projects up from different levels. Greenfields, I mean, are we going to settle for 4 discoveries in 4 years, or is it going to be 5 or 6 in 5? We want that to grow, right? And then hopefully, because not every discovery is going to be a project, right? Not every tenement's going to have a discovery on it. So we work through our tenements, work out we're going to keep them. And we're also looking M&A. What else is around? What else can we add value to? So we consider core assets for us to be something we can add value with upgrade, or we can do simple geology and improve both the resource or the understanding of it. So we're looking for assets that will become core for us and moving stuff on. So we dropped 2 tenements in Namibia last year, didn't find enough uranium on them, so they're gone, and we'll add to those. So yeah.
Tier 1 jurisdiction, quality projects, quality team, and a clear focus on your production plans. Exciting times ahead for Elevate and its shareholders. Murray, thanks for your time.
Thank you.